Holy shit. So you just killed that thing all by yourself. I gotta say, I'm impressed. Bring the bodies of the men and that thing down to base camp right now, Colonel replied. Yes, sir. No problem. Then the lieutenant asked me to come over, and I did just that. He told me to lead his team, and I said, "Oh, no, sir, I can't." I said that's an order, Private. I couldn't say no. I just became the leader of the team now. Alright, guys, as you just heard right now from the lieutenant, I'm in charge, so you guys will follow my orders. Got it? They all replied, yes, sir. Alright, you, Private Jones, help me carry the lieutenant and the bodies back to base camp. Out of here. We all went back downstairs. I opened the door, and we got out of that room. And thank God we got out, I mumbled. We all started to walk down the stairs to go get the medic, and we get there, and we called out the medic, and he carried him over inside the room. We put on the couch, and the medic treated his wounds. I told 2 of my men to stay there and guard this room, and that I would go see how the guys were doing. Yes, sir, they said to me. The other men all carried the 3 bodies over to the next room to see Colonel Ortega. Hey, Colonel, are the 2 bodies of your men and the creature? They're here. The investigators then took the body of the creature and were examining it. Poor guys. They didn't have to go. Not like this, one of the soldiers said. We then heard one of the agents come down running in fear, like he was running away from someone. Agent Lee! Agent Lee, he said. Whoa, calm down, Agent Mike, calm down. Sir, I saw something, and it was fucking horrifying, Agent Mike said. Now, Mike, calm down and tell me what just happened. Mike started to explain that he saw something small and vicious, that it had blood on its mouth. I asked him what this thing looked like. Well, this thing was about... I don't know, it was so small. It had brown hair, a purple shirt, right, but it had sharp teeth. His eyes were wide, and he was opening a door that led to a recording room. I was being very quiet. I couldn't move because I was scared. And then that's when it happened. I tripped on something and fell on the floor, and it looked at me with the same fucking smile, and it charged at me. I fired a couple of shots from my pistol, and then I ran for my life. Thank God it didn't get me. God, please get me out of this godforsaken place, please. He was crying, telling this story, and I could see it in his eyes that he didn't want to be in this building for another minute. Okay, why don't you go outside and get a cup of water? Just relax. Maybe you're hallucinating, he said. Yeah, I just hope I'm not hallucinating, sir, he said. Colonel Ortega, if you don't mind, I put Private Carter to be in charge of my group, the lieutenant said. I don't really know about that, Lieutenant Colonel said. Look, that kid knows a lot about this place, and he could be good use to us around this building. He said this while moaning in pain from his injury. Okay, he'll lead your team then. Not like we have any other options. Private Carter, come here for a second, the colonel said. Yes, sir, I said. Listen, I'm trusting you to protect these men from whatever the hell lurks in this building. So you're responsible for your team. Okay? And one more thing. Nice job on killing that thing that attacked Lee's guard, and by the way, I guess I can say that you really do have your father's blood in you. What do you mean by that, sir? I asked. I've known your father for many years. Really well. I was shocked. Could you tell me more about my father? I asked. Well, I'll tell you how I knew him. Your father and I served both in the Army Special Forces. We were both Green Berets at the time. And when we were in combat, God, I was so amazed on how brave he was. It was like he was born to do this. Fight the enemy and save and protect innocent lives from danger. He saved my ass a couple times. That's probably why you're so damn brave, because you got it from him. I was overwhelmed when he told me about my father. So that's why he knew who my father was, because they both served in the Special Forces together. It all started to make sense. Then the colonel told me that he was counting on me to protect these men. I stated that I'd do whatever I could to protect these men from whatever lurked in this building, and that we were going to save the kids. I know we could. I swear to you that we will kill those sons of bitches who took those kids, or harm any of us. I replied with rage. After having a conversation, we then heard the sound of an M60 machine gun firing outside Agent Lee. The colonel rushed over to the radio. What the hell is going on out there? Sir, we're being shot at from the rooftop of this building. Give me that, Sergeant Lloyd. This is Colonel Ortega. Tell me what's happening out there. Who is attacking you exactly? There are 13 guys. 13 guys in orange shirts, heavily armed with nail guns. They're using bows and arrows at the three of us, and our men are down and they need help right away. Send backup now. Right away, Carter. You and your men go outside and take care of those bastards. Okay? Yes, sir. Right away. Hey, medic, we need you. Let's go. Just then, Agent Lee piped up. Hey, can my men go with you as backup? Is it okay with the colonel? I asked. Yeah, it's fine. Send them, he said. Alright, guys. Go on ahead. We all ran and we got to the main entrance. We were outside and we saw those bastards up on the roof, shooting nail guns at them. As the sergeant explained that we all fired at the guys on the roof, that we shot at least 3 of them. Now, those guys were using concrete blocks to block our shots. That isn't until I got shot 2 times. One in the leg and one on my forearm when that happened. I felt adrenaline rushing through my body, like fire. And I said, cover me. I ran to the Humvee and I climbed into it, took out the M60 machine gun off of its turret, and I fired at those assholes with one-handed, like Rambo was. Because, it was in the moment. I know you guys may not believe it, but I did it, and I'm proud. Anyways, as I was saying, I continued firing at them, and I managed to break through the concrete, and we managed to kill them all. And, well, I sent them off with, have a nice time in hell. Anyway, I sighed in relief, and the guys cheered me for giving those bastards hell. Way to go, Daniel. Yeah, you sure showed them. You mean, we showed them, I replied. But that wasn't until we heard kids saying hello over the banister to help them. We looked up and we saw about 10 kids on the roof begging for help. Sir, there's kids on the roof, Lee's guard said. Hey, kids, don't worry, we're here to help you. One of the kids asked if we were all military. Yeah, we were military, Sergeant Lloyd replied. Well, can you please get us out of here? Please, a little boy said, crying. Hold on, we'll be right there. The colonel and the agents rushed over outside to see the men that were just killed, as well as the kids on the roof. Back to the story. 3 of Agent Lee's task force, which were recently security guards, all went to grab a rope to bring down the kids to safety. My team and I all agreed to help after we got all 10 of the kids down and got them in the armored vehicles. There's 10 more kids inside this building, one of them replied. Really? Then We gotta go get them out of there, the colonel replied. All of a sudden, we heard what sounded like multiple growls coming from the other side of the studio. We raised our guns and looking around outside to see what the hell that was. We looked around until one of the task force members yelled out that they saw something, and he fired his rifle and ran to see what it was. Me and one other task force member ran to catch him, but he was nowhere to be found. Where the hell did he go? The task force office manager said. I don't know where he went, and that's when we heard a loud growl again. We raised our guns, and then Colonel Ortega came in with his shotgun, and 2 agents, including Agent Lee, ran up to us with their SMG to see what the growl was. We heard it again. The growl came closer and closer, until we saw a small figure at one of the stairs coming down, and it revealed itself to be a demonic-looking Icus. The one from the show, Real Monsters. You know that one. You've got to be fucking kidding me, I said. We pointed our guns at the creature, ready to fire, until 3 men came up from behind. They were obbling and crumb, but demonic-looking. Everyone looked at each other in disbelief, and they couldn't believe on what they were seeing. Hell, even I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But I felt like I was the only one not afraid to face these fuckers, because my suspicion was right all along. Even before I joined the National Guard, and look, I know all of you aren't going to believe my story, but trust me, what I'm telling you is all true. Then one of them came out with 3 kids tied up to the wall. They were all crying, asking for help, and that disgusting-looking Icus said that I was the bastard, that I killed our beloved friend SpongeBob. It pointed right at me. Yeah, I did. And that they were messing with highly trained people, the sergeant said. Well, it looks like we got ourselves some fighters here. They growled. Fuck you, and let them go, Colonel said. Oh, so you want to play our game? As you wish, then. They ran towards us and they jumped high, and we shot them plain through the head, and we managed to kill 2 of them. Only 1 remained, but goddamn, this one was really putting up a fight. It managed to kill 2 members of the task force team. I gotta admit, I was scared on how fast it was, and how we dodged every bullet from our guns. Then the creature jumped on Sergeant Lloyd, and I went to help Lloyd and immediately grabbed the creature by the throat. And Sergeant Lloyd told me to hold the creature while he grabbed his pistol, and he told me to move. I did. Then the sergeant shot it through its head, and finally it was down. We sighed in relief. I mean, they messed with the wrong people, a soldier said. But that's when the unthinkable happened. When another creature jumped down, and it stood up, and I mean, holy shit. Now, this was a very large creature standing about, I don't know, I'd say 6'5". I turned around, and I recognized who it was. It was that fucking Grumble, the other creature from Real Monsters, and I was terrified by this thing. Its face is what really made my blood run cold. The creature faced me, and it said, "Alright, since you're the one that killed our best friend, then you'll have to pay the price." Alright. As you wish, you ugly fuck. I took out my bayonet knife from my rifle, and the rest were trying to tell me, "Daniel, don't do this!" Sergeant Lloyd said. "I have to. If this thing wants a fight, I'll give it a fight." After I said that, I thought of something that my father always told me since I was a kid. To never give up, and to never surrender. No matter if the person is short or tall, you just get up and keep fighting until you win and defeat the enemy once and for all. "Back away, everyone," I said. "Allie, get the 3 kids, free them, and get them the hell out of here, and tell everyone to go back inside the building to rescue the rest of the kids." Wait, what are you about to do? But they had no time to react. Please, we can help. We can help you beat this thing, one of the soldiers said. It doesn't want you guys, it wants me. And now everyone, please, go! Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Ellie and 3 of the task force members took the kids to safety, and the rest went back inside to rescue the remaining kids that were still trapped inside. Hey, Private Carter, one of them said, turning around. Beat the living shit out of him, one of the task force officers said. He then threw a knife on the ground and said to give that gigantic fucker some hell. And I replied, I will. I turned around to face the creature that was still standing there in the same spot, waiting for me to fight. I sharpened both knives and mutated Grumble showed its large claws. I said that they were about 3 inches tall, but they looked razor sharp and, well, so was my knife. We then looked at each other, and mutated Grumble said that you and your kind were gonna pay for what you humans did to my beloved friends. How about fuck you and kiss my ass? I said sarcastically. Grumble said, unless you want to hurt me bad, don't you, warrior? Oh, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna take your life. We both ran to each other, and that's where we battled to the death.